Welcome back, friends, to Toonium. We're the new element in animation. I'm your humble host, Old Hunter Rage. I got my boy Jimmy here with me. Say what's up, everybody. That's and if you saw the thumbnail, you are in for quite an episode because we are reviewing Hulu's newest animated show, Koala Man. I believe this comes from the creators of Rick and Morty, Solar Opposites. So I'm pretty sure you understand where this is coming from. Is it not them? I'm pretty sure. I thought it was them.
Wait, what? We're gonna have definitely gonna future me, editor me. Fact check that shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. If it's not them, it feels like them. I think that's what I'm getting at. If you like those shows, well, maybe we'll see about this one. But the way this is going to go, we'll give our short, quick 2 cents impressions about the show. No spoilers. And then after we get those out of the way, we'll go into spoilers. Because there's quite a lot to touch on about this series. This is an 8-episode series. Each episode is about 20 to 25 minutes long. I think 23 minutes is like the sweet spot. But in those 23 minutes per episode, they pack in some weird shit. But Jimmy, our resident adult animation liker, our weird dude. What do you think about the show?
All right. So look, let's just be for real. I'm gonna get close to the screen really quickly. Let's just be for real. I like adult animation. Yeah, this shit. Okay. For some reason, this is like a showcase of everything that I don't like about adult animation. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna just tell you my initial without giving any type of spoiler. I didn't laugh not one time. This was not funny to me. I didn't chuckle. I didn't smirk. I didn't even grin. In fact, I was like the beginning of this video, the first 3 minutes of me just sitting there shaking my head. That's what it was like for 8 episodes. Just me shaking my head. Even the parts that I liked, I didn't like. Everything about this show said that I should like it, and I did not. I'm gonna let Isaac get into his part, and then we'll get into some spoilery shit, so I can just talk about it because I don't know.
I mean, I won't say I didn't enjoy the show because nothing in the show got like a huge like outbreak laugh for me, but there were a couple of points where I was like, you know that laugh where it just kind of comes through your nose and that's about it. Like you breathe a little heavier and that's a laugh. That was about it for me. There's one episode in particular, we'll talk about it, but there's one episode in particular that was extremely hard for me to get through. Just because of the subject matter. It was gross, and I really didn't enjoy that one. But everything else was like, it's strange. I think if anything, this show kind of shows me that like adult animation in this context, adult animation is way more immature than like kids animation, but they get away with it because it's adult now, so they can do whatever they want. But this show felt like too much of that kind of thing, and it was just there weren't many characters that you could really latch on to because pretty much everybody's a shitbag in the show. So it was just it's kind of a hard watch, but. It was that kind of show where I watched it once through, and that's probably going to be it. I may never watch it again. We'll see if it gets another season. But yeah. So
territory. We made it in the spoiler territory yet? Spoiler tags?
Yeah. Let's get into spoilers now.
Fuck that shit. Cancel this damn show. Like my man said, season two. No, I think they knew it wasn't gonna be no season 2. By the ending, it didn't seem like it was. They was like leaning like, oh, maybe it'll be a season 2. No, I don't know about all that part. All right, look, I'm gonna just be for real, y'all. Hold on, wait. Before I go into my little tirade for 10 minutes, Isaac, did you have any spoilery shit you wanted to just rip off on real quick?
Well, I guess the most spoilery thing, just to show people how ridiculous this show is, actually, let me give one positive. There's one positive about this show, and it's all the rock ballads that it has in the show. All the songs I like them, especially the theme song. The theme song was actually catchy. I have to give it that. But that's like one of the only positives I can really give the show. The spoilery thing for me was, as I was watching it, I went down, I wrote down the episode list, and I wrote down the villains of each list or each episode. So for people with the spoilers, this is how weird this show is. So episode 1 is a giant flower that's addicted to eating garbage for some reason. Episode 2, there's these things called tradies. That's the other thing. It's set in Australia, so I think a lot of their humor, I don't know if it's like I just don't get their humor, or it was maybe it wasn't even written by Australian people. It was just people trying to be Australian. I have no idea.
Nah, that was some deep cut Australian shit in there. I was looking, and yeah, there was definitely Australian, New Zealand vibes in the show.
Yeah, because every country has its own brand of humor, but I don't know. Some of it, even then, was just kind of like, this is. I don't even feel like anybody can claim this kind of humor. This is weird.
Kookaburra.
But the Kookaburra.
The Kookaburra.
He was.
Australia, you watching this show? Please tell me in the fucking comments what the fuck is a Kookaburra? Because I don't know. That shit was, maybe it was supposed to be funny to me. I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
But hey, Kookaburra was actually my favorite part. We talking about
his reveal was probably the best part.
I knew he was going to be the best part because his voice by Jermaine Clement of what Flight of the Conchords fame.
Yeah.
That guy. I like that. He is funny. I get his humor. That's what I'm saying. I can get that, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. And the only thing I can equate this show to, it feels like a more adult and crass, like, regular show, because it starts out a very normal thing. Well, as normal as you can get with a dad who wants to be a superhero based off of Koala. But and then by the end of the episode, it devolves into something completely strange and out there, So like the second episode, there's these things, or this group of people called the Tradies, and they turned out to be the Fantastic Four by the end of it, which was so weird. Number 3, episode 3 was basically, they made America the bad guy of that episode. And then they kept like doing Fast and Furious, references in that episode, and then the fourth episode is the one that was hard for me to get through, because that's the one with like the big tentacle monster that comes down and he just wants to fuck the planet until it blows up. And I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this. This is awful. I can't believe this is halfway through the show.
That was the most relatable.
It was weird.
Me, honestly.
Really?
I was able to get behind a lot of the messaging in that episode. Honestly, like no weird shit. It was. We can discuss it later. Continue. Continue.
Yeah. Episode 5 was supposed to be like a rip off of the Wiggles because they had the Tiglies or whatever, and Uncle Bumpy or something. Episode 6 was that handball episode with the Manimal serum. So like by the end of it, it's Allison turned into a dingo, her little brother, and they're battling a giant porcupine and a kraken in a handball tournament.
I thought it was like how the like
yeah,
Bebop, you know, like
yeah, that's what it felt like. Still, it was strange. And then episode 7, I wrote down. If anybody's seen that movie Red Dawn, where North Korea invades America and then like this resistance rises up, it's just that with emus. For some reason, And then episode 8 is like the penultimate one with Koala Man versus the Kookaburra. And that was probably the best episode, which is not really saying all that much. But yeah, that if you're wondering about the show and you've gotten this far, that's really just kind of like the Cliff Notes spoilers of the episodes. But I'll let Jimmy get into his tirade because I really want to hear this.
Well, I'm not going to take up too much of our time because we don't have that long. But what I'll do is I will go through my list of notes and I'll tell the viewers at home just so they know my notes. I just took them as random as I was watching the show, and I either gave it a green check or a shit emoji or nothing. So I'll just go through my list. And I want you in the comments to tell me what you think I had next to each of these. Tell me, was it green check, was it the shit, or was it just regular everyday life? All right, so let's just go through this. Check this out. Ugly character design, because everybody on this show is ugly as hell. In fact, the most artistically sound characters actually Koala Man and maybe like the kids, because the mom is like just straight up bland. I don't know. I wasn't liking the animation. The animation wasn't looking great to me. Just ugly characters. I'll show you the ugly people. Let's just keep it moving. We'll keep it moving. The next thing on the list, cancel this show. Cause for real, I was sitting there thinking that shit, watching the show. I was like, just cancel this show. All right, next on the list, what the hell is a sausage roll? I don't know what a sausage roll is, but I'm mildly intrigued, and for some reason a little turned on. I don't know. It was the way that the sauce was dripping out of that shit or something. I don't know. Either way, next, didn't laugh once. 6 episodes in. That was just a shit emoji. You don't even get it. I put a shit emoji on that one. Okay. Unnecessary sexual references. I put that in there. Here we go. The alternate Earth thing, because it's not exactly it's not parallel to the Earth that we live in. Like I said, America was the enemy in the episode, and it's a plot specific reason behind that. And I thought that portion of the show was actually really cool, and I wish that the show was just about that. I'm not even gonna say anything about it, but the alternate Earth portion of this show, I wish that the whole show was just that. If the whole show was just that, it would be great. Next, old man died off screen. Then it was like, old man. You know what I'm saying? Because the old man was slick on the best parts of the show. The old man
That's true.
was pretty good. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Then Big Bad Kookaburra, which was Jermaine Clement, like I said, from Flight of Conchords. I like Flight of Conchords. My boy be getting that check. Get the check, man. Fuck it. Run the check. Let me see. Oh, the Moon Knight references of him having a separate.
Oh yeah.
Of the Koala Man. The Koala Man.
Yeah.
Hat. I like that concept. That was actually super interesting. Maybe they could have leaned a little more into that. But then they turned around and retconned everything and gave him a new mask at the end. So we're just spoiled it. Then I wrote this. LGBTQ Mean Girls. And I left it at that.
Yeah.
And I didn't say
Yeah.
I didn't have no other words about that. Just
It makes so much sense.
and this I said the plot twist was unexpected and underwhelming. Now keep in mind, I wrote that, and then I had to write the very next one was the triple plot twist was unexpected and underwhelming because it was highly unexpected. I didn't expect it. Trust me, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's like 3 major plot twists that I did not expect, and I still was like, I think y'all could have did that better. I see what they did though. And if you watch the show, maybe you'll catch on too if you just pay attention to the voices. But still, fuck all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the last thing I wrote, the Uncommon Wealth. Because they think they're gonna get a season 2. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Nah, y'all not getting no season 2. Unpredictable character. No, my bad. Predictable character development. Every character, I knew what was going on in the first episode. I knew that the little boy was gonna get shining powers. I knew that the Mean Girls LGBTQ plus. I knew that the wife was sexually frustrated. I knew everything in the first episode. Everything happened exactly how I thought it was gonna happen, except for the plot twist. So
Yeah.
that part. Another thing, you mentioned the music. Now I will tell you like this. Not only was the music kind of banging, the music, my friends, fun fact, was diegetic. What does diegetic mean? That means that the soundtrack to the show, the music we're listening to while we're watching the show, the characters actually hear that music. And they are reacting to the same songs that we are reacting to. And I love, that is my favorite type of soundtrack. That is my favorite way to produce music for media consumption. I want everyone to enjoy the song. I like that aspect of the music. I don't have nothing else to say. Cancel this show. Isaac, say nice things about this show. You fucking cinnamon roll. Do that shit.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I can really say that much nice about this show. It's if anything, I'll say negative things about the show, but nicely. Like, because that's so in line with my character. It just, I don't know. This show didn't, it wasn't hitting it for me. It's just weird. It was a little bit too weird. Because I like weird. I like weird shows. You know, I like regular show. I like the progression of things just getting worse and, you know, getting crazier and crazier. But this one just, it was crazy to begin with. Because it was this, it was also the idea of like the character. There's no characters aside from the little brother, Liam. Liam's the best character in the show because he's so innocent. He's like, he deflects everybody's negativity and he just kind of has to like deal with things. But
Like how they
I don't know.
Film. And I knew they was gonna do them.
Oh, really?
I didn't like how they did them. I didn't like how the shining shit.
Yeah.
That point out of him, just all together. I think the show could have, because he gives me Steve vibes from American Dad, and I don't know if that's his voice actor or what's going on with it or what's happening, but I catch Steve vibes, and Steve was a character, nerd, singing, shit like that. Keep the shining part out of it, and it probably would have been cool, but they triple, quadruple down on that shit from the first episode, I was like, don't do that to this character. This character don't need that.
Yeah.
And it really did not need that. That was the worst part of that character. So I don't like how they did, my boy. I don't
yeah. I don't really like the superpower thing either. I think before that, he was, again, the most innocent character in the show. Because everybody else, there's not really anybody you can get behind. It's just, you know.
Every character is trash.
Yeah.
Trash. Fuck that.
Because, I mean, you know.
I'm sure he's horrible.
I will say, like, there's something resembling character development in this show, but it doesn't do anything for these characters, honestly. And then plus with, like, you know, by the end with the Kookaburra, where he's like, yeah, everything that's been happening in these past episodes is me. I put everything into motion. I was like, that's a real dumb way to try and connect everything, you know?
You know, exactly. He didn't have to put some of that shit could have just been a coincidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like something like, I get it. That was the joke. But the joke wasn't.
Yeah, but it was just, I mean, at the top of my list, the first thing I wrote is this show is so weird, and there's really no other way I can. There's really no other way I can describe this show. It's just, I mean, if you're into this kind of thing, you know, you go watch it. You tell me how you feel about it. But
it's worth a watch. If you like animation, it's worth a watch. I'm almost willing to say it's so bad that it's good. Almost. I'm this close. I almost want to be like, look, it's horrible. Go watch it. But nah.
Yeah, it's bordering on that territory. It's
if you like
it's yeah. yeah, you're right. Well, that's pretty much it for the spoilers. If you had to rate it out of five koalas, what are you rating it?
All right, so because I'm pressed for time, I can't waste time. I'm gonna give it 2 baby koalas smashed in the road.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. I have to agree. Actually, 2 is. I was gonna say 3, but I was like, that's a little too generous for this show. 2 is like, you know, right there. It just.
I'm like.
I don't know.
Watch at your own risk. You know what I'm saying? It's your call.
Yeah.
I'm only telling you to watch it. I'm not gonna give it no kind of no. Cancel it.
Yeah.
Fox, you cancel shit all the time.
Yeah, this better be one of them. Everybody, thanks for watching. That's been our review. You know, tell us down below if you've seen Koala Man. Tell us if you liked it or didn't like it. Tell us if you agree. But other than that, that's been me and Jimmy. Thanks for coming to Toonium, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.